if chivalry is a responsibility of men, right? I.e., for men in general, where they have to show chivalry to women in general, right? What is
Ow.
the equivalent when it comes to women for men in general?
Respect.
Hold on, say it again, because it's based
So
on
if
what y'all
chivalry,
see in a
so
woman,
if
right?
chivalry, no, because chivalry is expected for men, no matter who the woman is. So if I see a woman walk down, if I see a woman on the side of the road and her tires flat,
Okay,
regardless, I'm supposed to stop and help that woman out.
And be
If
a
I'm walking
gentleman
up
and
to
be
a
nice.
door and there's a woman walking up behind me, she ain't
You
got to
open
be
the
my
door,
woman.
right, you
I'm
open the
supposed to
door
open
for
up the door.
Okay.
So if chivalry is a responsibility of men to women in general, what is a responsibility to men from women? I mean, what is a responsibility from women to men in general?
Submission and servitude.
So
Automatic.
What does that look like?
give us something where you feel like
That's
a
a good one.
woman should have stepped
I'm
up.
glad you asked.
I want to know. Like, give us an
You didn't answer the
example.
question though. She answered. You didn't answer it though.
I'm asking him. He need to let me know a situation where he feel like a woman should step up.
Answer the question.
Give me
I got
boy,
you.
go on somewhere now.
So
Shit.
you want to know something that they talk about, right? Is that, for instance, a man that sees a man is supposed to damn near give his life for a woman in need.
You ain't got to go extreme, Sweeney. I got one for you.
Hold on, I got it. So, for instance, if we see a woman out there experience some shit, we supposed to go out there and save her, life and risk life and limb from her.
I think that's extreme.
One thing that is an extreme, but I'm about to give something. One thing that women used to do for men that you do not see them do anymore in general was that there used to be a time where women used to cook for men that didn't have wives.
Absolutely. And made sure they were fed.
And made sure that they were fed.
I mean, cook for the whole neighborhood. I'm just saying.
So, like, that used to be a thing, but do you see women going out their way to cook for men?
And I think that's
I just feel like where you from.
That's an extreme. That's an extreme give and take, even though that is the implication. But I would say something so simple as a man seeing a woman carrying her groceries in the house, he comes to help her.
Right.
I think that that's a form of the
Chivalry.
provision, right? That's what he should expectation. Even now, still to this day, are holding the door, and that's why I say general respect. When a man is holding the door, nothing's wrong with saying thank you. When a man is saying you look beautiful, giving you a compliment, nothing's wrong with smiling in appreciation, and stop assuming that every man wants you, and just simply give general respect. You know, I really do think that servitude and submission should be in application to all men the same way chivalry and protection should be an application to all women.
So,
I just feel like
I
where
will
you
say this
from.
though. So I get what you're saying. That general respect is definitely good.
Women are not taught to respect.
But that's
men.
that's a
women.
direct. What you're kind of alluding to is a direct response to chivalry.
Can I
that
say
man,
something?
My question is, what is a woman's duty to men that is tangible that we can? For instance, you can count the fact that I came out there and helped you on the road.
But can I say something?
But that's why I gave my answer,
something?
and I was very clear about it. I said servitude and submission.
I really feel like it's about where a woman.
She said
servitude.
Yeah.
What is servitude? That's what
Okay,
I
can I get an
ahead,
example?
go ahead.
I mean, can I say something? Let me in, Coach. All I got, what I'm gonna say is, I really feel like it's about where a woman is from and how she was raised. Is the only way to determine it, because like when I first got with my man and I come over his house and he had like laundry that he just throw it on the bed, I would go and fold it. But that's just kind of like a natural thing. I feel like it's about how a woman is raised on how went to determine chivalry.
So you know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy though?
I'm a cook. I cook
you know what's
every day.
crazy though? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
where a man was raised.
Correct.
I'm talking about for a woman. You said what can a woman do for a man? Like, and when I folded them clothes, he was like, "You fold my clothes." I'm like, they was laundry on the bed. Like that's just something that I just do. And he's like,
"Damn." An example because we always take it to the bedroom, but we ain't even got to talk about the bedroom. Just to give an example, right? When we first started filming, we talked about my phone in the car, and I told JR like I'm always busy because I run all my accounts. I'm always on call for people. And when we came in, the first thing he did was grab my phone and set it down. I ain't picked up my phone since we've been here. I ain't argued with him about it because that was direct submission. Right? He ain't have to be my man for me to show him that type of respect to say he put it down and I follow his lead. I let it go. Now, in this particular case where we just seen you and Sweeney like, hey, it's your turn. And you kind of gave him a little pushback. I wouldn't have did that. I would have just got up.
Well, me, I'm just how I am. I was just joking.
So you ain't raised. So you ain't raised right. That's what you're saying. You ain't been raised right.
It's just me, my personality. That's just how I raised. I was gonna fix something.
But you notice the difference though. When you spoke about the thing, when you spoke about the female version of chivalry or servitude,
yeah, that's what it is.
You spoke for your man.
Correct.
I'm talking about
all men.
I'm talking about for men in general.
Well, I just think for me, even when I have,
I was gonna say
company,
that. You
like,
say
even when I have company, I just think I'm just overly polite anyway.
Like you remember the
like
movie?
Me, I'm the
you
type
remember
person.
The movie?
Y'all ate, you need something, or that's just me. But
you
a lot of people
in a sector where you can control the
no,
environment.
I'm saying like if I'm just out in public or if I'm out with friends or this and that, I'm just always when it comes to, even with a man, I just say they be like, I ain't never had that, or they'll say like little comments like, oh, I ain't never had nobody do that. Like me, I'm the type of person I'll fix a plate. Even if they ain't
let me ask you a question.
They're just the type of person that I am. That's how I was raised.
So if you're saying here's a great example of that, right? This is what I mean. For example, a man who sees a woman on the side of the road in need, we would stop and help her, right? If you walk past a construction site and you seen these men out here, they've been working hard all day. Would you go out there? Would you go back home and make?
I did for firefighters. Every week, me and my kids bring them groceries. And they ain't my man.
But that was
community service though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, but it's
community service.
Serving them. Like they wife could have did that for them, but still.
I guess for me, how I think about it is more interpersonal, right? Like, and I always put it to an interpersonal level because the first thing we do is we try to do it where we doing it in an extreme, because community service is an extreme. And then if you're talking about a relationship, your intimacy, like that's kind of expected. But in rationale, like I don't give men a hard time when I'm out, and I
don't give men a hard time.
No, I ain't saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I think it's a lot of times what happens is we have a lot of women, and what they'll do is anytime they're in dire need for something, it's why can't I always find a man? Why can I never find a man to help me?
A man should do this for me.
Exactly. But anytime they are getting men to genuinely be nice to them, like it's very common for me to go places and men open doors for me. Right. It's very common for me to go home and see somebody walking and go, do you need help with that? Because that is the energy that I give off. I always make room for a man, regardless if he's my man or not. And you don't get that a lot of times with women in general today. No. So the servitude is not there. A lot of times women are extending their legs before they extending their hand.
Whew, hey,
stop opening up them damn legs.
That's a bar. But but you missed what she said. Oftentimes women extend their legs before they extend their hands. I.e., if you saw a group of men on the side of the road, or if you saw a hard-working man,
this pussy,
and all you did, you would give him pussy faster than you would go and make him a plate.
That's sad.
And that's problematic.
But that's what I was saying at the beginning. It's like
a sandwich.
And the reality is, if that man was single, he'd be like, God damn, this woman just made me a goddamn plate.
Let me think about her. She offered me some food. She cared about me eating.
Because I'm telling you, if just like,
but you know why I think that is though, is because the chivalry that men provide now is no longer seen. Yeah. It's not even that. It's no longer seen as the same way I just said that a man would view a woman who came up and made him a plate. And all he would be in like, oh my God.
The chivalry provided today is harassment if she ain't attracted to you.
Yep, you hit on the head. I've always could go out there. You hit on the head.
Paris dropping bars today. Yeah. God damn. Paris dropping bars today.
I agree with you 110% on that.